It's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. La-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Nat 21 Adventures on Wednesday night. I am your host, Robert Turk. I am the weaver and game designer of the game we're playing tonight, Goblonia. We play it every Wednesday night. I don't have credits still. I didn't have a chance this week to add May into the credits, so boom! There's the cover instead of my face. Right there. That's the game we're playing tonight. It was on Kickstarter last month. If you missed the Kickstarter, too bad. You got to wait till June, something. But the game is happening. We're playing it here, and you get to follow along and watch. And if you are new to Nat 21 Adventures, I don't think we have any new people on there. They're not commenting if they're new tonight. This is an audience participation stream. Yes, we're going to play the game. You get to influence the game. And the way you do that is by spending your saintly points down there. You earn points on Twitch just for watching the show. And you can spend those points to screw with the players or help them. there's a lot of helping them from this audience and this cast. So, but you can do what you want. They're your points. You can spend points to make things harder. That gives me a card to use against the players. You can say, here, you drop this. That costs a certain number of points. And you can give the player that you pick an item that you pick, and they get to use it. And you can do, whoops, not that one. And that's the most points you can spend. And that lets the player of your choice discard one of their cards and draw a new one to replace it. You also get to vote on who's going to do the end of the show announcements and say goodbye to everybody. I mean, we'll all say goodbye and wave, but somebody gets to do special, and you get to vote. As you might have noticed if you've watched this show before, or because I was just talking about spending your points on cards, this game doesn't use dice. It uses cards. It uses a standard deck of regular playing cards to play this game. And let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to say before I introduced our cast. I don't know if you all know, but we do have a Discord channel for Nat 21 Adventures, and there is a Goblonia part of that channel. And sometimes, if you're paying attention on the Goblonia channel, you get to do cool special things, like Sir David Percival and Sally A.E. got to play in a game with me and some other people. We didn't stream it. It was just a private game. I believe it was last Saturday. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool having viewers from the show come and play the game with us. So maybe, I don't know, check out the Discord. It doesn't cost anything, right? And occasionally you might get invited to come play. So yeah, instead of just watching. And thank you, Sally. Sally says it was awesome. Actually, I'm going to put that up on the screen. There you go. We're going to soak in that. No, we're really not. We're going to get on to the show. So this is Goblonia. We've got goblins in the city of Goblonia, which has been taken over by the evil fairy queen Titania. And our crew of goblins is special because not only are they fighting back in their own particular mad science way, they are all professional entertainers in real life. So here they are, one at a time. I'm going to introduce them to you. We've got May Hemmer playing Voss. There's May.
Hello. Ooh.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
May's kids were sick, and then May got a little sick. So
now I sound like Tony Braxton.
Right, there you go. Now you sound like Tony Braxton tonight.
Yes.
There you go. So may not talk as much. We may get some interesting sign language out of Was. And Was, just because I don't even remember,
Yes.
what calling are you playing, and what's your profession in this game?
Okay, so like I'm a torturer.
Because you can do that in Goblonia.
Yeah, because I can do that. That's a thing. It's a service I offer. So, that means obviously I'm a goon. I'm real cool about that. Yeah, I like to stabby stab.
And you even
maybe the
brought
reason
props.
I sound like this is because Titania found out about my makeup.
It could be. And we have Hollywood star and rising opera singer in the game, rising opera singer, Hollywood star in real life, the incredible Shoshana Ruth Green.
That's me.
That's you with your fancy starlight and moon behind you. It's not even.
I was going for creepy, but.
Oh, well.
I'll have to consult with my set designer.
And so, what are you playing?
I am Bigor, a kook, specifically a test subject working for Dr. Dr. Pibb, Mr. Dr. Pibb. That's what it is. Yes.
There you go.
But my true dream, as everyone knows, is to be a star of the Goblin Opera stage. I believe I've actually accomplished that goal, so I'm really sort of just I'm a wash, what do you do once you achieve your goal?
Yeah, right. You find a new goal. Test out something new.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And speaking of Mr. Dr. Pibb, played by the insurmountable Cubby.
That's just because I'm very tall.
Right.
Thus
right.
difficult to climb.
Yes, and 20 years older than all the other lovers.
Well, I told you that in confidence, Rob.
Well, right. So, all right, not to steal your moment here, but right out of college, I was working in professional theater as an equity stage manager for the Orlando Shakespeare Festival, and I did not realize how sensitive some actors were about their age.
Yeah.
Right. And there was a newspaper, they wanted to do a newspaper article, and they wanted to know the actor's name and their ages. And I was like, and just something in my head was like, because the marketing person came to me and said, so this is the newspaper article, and they got to approve what was written about them. That was in their contracts. And the actors are like, oh no, they can't print our ages. That we're playing high schoolers. We make our living playing high schoolers. They can't know that we're actually 40 years old.
Well, it's also SAG rules. You are not allowed to ask an actor's age.
Well, this isn't SAG. This is Actors Equity. We're a little.
Can I just say I would like to know these actors that are 40 years old playing
right?
Because I want to know what concoction elixir of life they're drinking.
I didn't know they were in their 40s. One was in their 30s and one was in their 40s. It was like, holy crap. I thought you were at most 20s. And that's how they're making their living, right? Playing kids.
Look, I was good until I had my second child, and then people realized I am in my 30s.
I mean, stage is a bit more forgiving as well.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Camera, not so much.
Right.
Camera. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Plus, if I shaved my beard, I would look like a high schooler. A weird, creepy, diseased high schooler, but
yes,
a high schooler.
Yeah, I could do a high schooler if like that high schooler did a lot of cocaine.
Right?
Yeah, and cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on to tonight's show. Cubby, what are you playing? And don't say cocaine and cancer. That's
I'm playing money moves, Robert. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win. No, I'm the incomparable, sadly, Mr. Dr. Pibb, the mad scientist of the group. And as we all know, science mostly involves hitting things until they explode.
Right. Your brand of science certainly does.
Also, I've made 2 kaijus so far. That's pretty great.
Right. Now, I will say that the game that I ran for my Patreon backers and for the Discord folks that could join on, they did seem a little bit surprised that things were difficult and deadly, and that the solution to everything was not attack it and blow it up as goblins, because that's not actually the go-to. That might be your go-to solution, but what that tells me is that I am not being, in the name of entertainment, I am not being hard enough on you all. And
hey, hold on a minute.
And we have to give our audience an actual feel. I was going to say fear of the stakes. Feel for the stakes in this game. So goblins are very hard to kill. And that is normally not my goal in running this game, is to kill the goblins. But
however,
challenge accepted. So
great.
Oh no.
So the audience can vote which one of us will be dying tonight.
I tried that. Y'all protested. I was like, we'll vote somebody off the island. They can vote for who's leaving. And that'll be the character that dies. And
no, we started campaigning and then you protested.
Well, because I still
were like, kill me.
I still got to fill the butts in the seats. So on the screen. Speaking of, now we'll talk about that later. All right. What has happened so far in this mission is I'm a little shaky on the details because I was on a medication that messed with my vision and my brain when we started this mission. But there's this guy in Goblonia, Phineas Flout, whose life you have totally managed to ruin multiple times.
Well done, us.
Right. Well done, you. There we go. Right there. Dracula's stepdaughters voting. I vote for Robert. If he can get items, he can be voted for. Kill the narrator.
Oh, okay. Well, what? Oh, what?
You know what? Yeah. I mean,
in a postmodern society, we must accept the death of the author.
I agree. I agree. So if I'm the one that gets voted off, I just tell Paulo, hey, somebody else has got to run this show.
We can all admit that our town would have been better if the narrator died, like, right at the beginning.
Right. Right. Act 1, Scene 1. The narrator is dead.
Beth kills the narrator.
As dead as a doornail.
Different.
Oh, that's a
if
different.
If this was a Sunday night game, just talk to my character and we can make that happen. Like,
all right. Oh wait, no. They're voting for people to not die tonight.
Aww.
They're voting for their favorites or the people that they.
I love you.
You're so nice.
So
Eventually
you all
I'll get my voice back.
There you go. You all have ruined Phineas Flout's life. First, it was you kept him from becoming a top goblin. Then you blamed a bunch of stuff, stealing of Titania's presents and turning them all into giant cheese monster on him. And now you are dealing with the ramifications of that giant cheese monster because Titania said you all seem skilled or expendable. So you can handle this, clean up this mess. You have 3 days. You have taken 2 days to do it so far. And you have discovered that it seems Phineas Flout has something to do with this cheese monster terrorizing people and stealing them off the streets. Now, it's not a giant kaiju cheese monster anymore. It is broken out into little baby cheese monsters.
Noted.
And in the last episode, you all staged a fondue festival.
It was a cheese party.
It was a cheese party in which you got all the goblins in Goblonia with some forks to come around and make a bunch of noise and get ready to hunt the cheese monsters. And then all hell broke loose and the cheese monsters came out and hunted them. And you all did manage to kill, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cheese monsters, which leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 cheese monsters that you know of that are still alive. Yeah. And at the end of that, Bigor got tossed off stage by a cheese monster, fell down the stairs into the basement of Phineas Flout's former cheese shop and found a secret door leading into a tunnel that heads into what's technically the shadows of Goblonia, but something snuck up on her, tried to grab her and pull her back, and then there was this like bugle call. I mean, I don't know what a cheese call is. It was like a dinner bell.
Bugles. Like the chips.
Yeah.
Yes.
That are covered in cheese.
Yeah, you dip them in cheese. Sure, I'll give it.
In the cream cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I like French onion dip on mine. But yeah. And all the cheese monsters, all the cheese monsters suddenly ran back into the shadows and down that tunnel.
Has anyone ever done a battle where the one person has bugles and the other person has olives?
Yes, and it's the yes. God, the good old days. So one person puts the bugles and it looks like fingernails, and the other person pokes their fingers in the olives. So then you got like the one-eyed monsters and the talons, and you fight each other.
See, I think it makes the most sense that your right hand gets the bugles and your left hand gets the olives, and you have to attack each other's olives.
That's because you were an only child, Cubby.
I mean,
So
Wow.
now,
He
hang
wasn't.
on.
He wasn't
hang on.
really.
I could see this game working between two kids that both had bugles on their fingers. Because I'll tell you, as an adult, or maybe I just have fat fingers, the bugles don't stay on as well anymore. So two kids with bugles on all their fingers, and they're fighting, and the bugles break off, and once you have no more bugles, you're dead. But my mom would have been super pissed if I had taken 10 olives and put them on my fingers.
You never put olives on your fingers and ate
No.
them off?
No.
And made little soldiers march.
Yeah.
No.
Little guys walking around.
I like my
How's it
olives with
going?
things
Oh,
in them.
I'm having a lovely day. Oh no! Where's my friend? You never know.
I was so incensed I had to leave. You never. I mean, maybe I'm a weirdo, but like, I mean, I've done it with other small fruits that you can put your finger in.
Like
Strawberries.
strawberries?
Lychee.
Depending. When I was a child, I was a child. Okay, so grapes. My finger at the time fixing
Grapes. Okay, no, grapes make sense. Yeah.
Strawberries.
Lychee will go work on an adult finger.
Lychee. Yep.
Yeah.
Raspberries.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Raspberries.
raspberries.
My
They could
grandparents had a giant mulberry tree in our yard.
See,
that was a thing. I mean, I had
love
fingernail
mulberries.
polish forever, but it worked.
Yeah, I see. No, I don't remember any of that. Like, I remember, like, what was our snack? We got ants on a log, piece of celery with peanut butter and raisins on it.
Oh, I was like ants on a log. Oh my God, where did you grow up? Jesus.
I was a latchkey child. We just
I was
whatever.
Like, were your parents anteaters? And they just
Whatever
take a
we
stick
could
and
eat,
shove it into
right?
an ant? They just take a stick and shove it into the ant pile.
I mean,
here.
If you forgot your keys at home, you were outside in your yard for 8 hours. You ate what you could find.
I don't judge.
And if you like the ants on a log, where do you look under the log?
That's where you get the little white, squirmy, squishy guys. All right.
Slimy but satisfying.
You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Go ahead.
But can you?
Yeah, it's good grub.
You know what? You do you. You know what? This is a judgment-free zone.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. All right, but we are going to play a game tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we'll see. We've been live for 22 minutes and we haven't drawn any cards yet. So
look, we're one king away from disaster. Let's talk more about ants on logs.
You are one king away from disaster. Sally AE, sounds like you grew up in my neck of the woods. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, Asheville, North Carolina, right outside, in Snellville, Georgia, which is right outside.
What? It all makes sense.
Yeah. And for 3 months, Killeen, Texas, which is right next to Waco.
Ooh, really?
Right? Yep.
Ooh.
And then Niceville, Florida, on the beach.
Nice. Was it actually nice?
So the year after I graduated high school, the school was on 60 Minutes because the Christian Athletes Association had gone nuts and started attacking people in the hall with Bibles. And this was sanctioned by the vice principal. So
Like physically attack?
like physically beating people with Bibles and screaming that they were going to burn in hell. It's a thing that happened at my high school the year after I graduated. I had nothing to do with it.
Alrighty then.
I had nothing to do with it.
I
Then
am really
the name
angry that the vice principal would condone religion like that when he should be more concerned with drugs and other vices.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and this was also back in the day. They were concerned with drugs because one of my friends got suspended for having a pager because only drug dealers had pagers, not people whose moms were in the hospital dying and needed to know.
I'm going to ask one question, and then we need to start this game.
Yeah.
And we're not SAG right now. Robert, what year was this?
What year did the 60
pager,
Minutes?
The pager thing, the Bible smacking.
Mid-90s.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to the 90s. Yeah, that sounds
Mid
about right.
90s.
That
Yeah,
sounds about right.
So, yep.
Sounds like
I mean-
your friend was a drug dealer.
Now, granted, my friend was a drug dealer, but that's not why
That's
he
not
had
why
the
you
pager.
needed the pager.
Right.
Fool said, granted, he was, but that's not what the pager was for.
Right. Right. Yeah.
God. Oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I'm done.
So,
Okay, game.
now we're gonna throw it on you all. The cheese monsters get called back into the shadows. See, that's all we were doing. We were killing time until our full audience showed up.
There you go.
Cheese monsters get called back into the shadows. What are you all doing? If you want, if you feel you need it, you can do a new scheming round that does add a king on the board. So just throwing that out there. But if you need to plot and plan and do things.
Question: since I already have swindled my ex-husband out here to help with this fiasco, do I need another swindle to talk to him and say, let's go and fight this?
He is
time's sake.
He is. No, but what I will let you do is I will let you name 3 cheeses that he has managed to kill.
Okay,
First 3 cheeses that come to mind.
Yeah, but I gotta remember which ones we already killed.
Well, that's the thing. Well, he's going to get credit for it if you name one you've already done.
No, because we killed some.
Yeah, maybe.
I did. I remember. I'll pull up the written. Okay, what about did you put that French cheese on there that I was talking about where it melts and you scoop it down? It's something, hold on.
Rockford?
Not Rockford. Hold on. I have the internet for this.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to name the cheeses that still exist.
It is okay, go ahead. There you go.
We got cheddar, Swiss, Romano, Blue, American, Edam, Jarlsberg, Limburger,
Ooh,
Gouda,
definitely
Gorgonzola,
Limburger.
Harvardi.
Limburger. Let's do Limburger. Cheddar because it's a little spicy.
Which one's spicy?
Cheddar, like a sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar. Oh, because
It's
sharp
a
cheddar
little-
was stabbing you all.
It's a little spicy.
He
And
was
then-
fighting sharp cheddar at one point.
Yeah, let's do sharp cheddar, Limburg, and what was the last one you said?
We got Havarti, feta, Colby,
That's what it
mozzarella.
was. Harvati.
All right. Okay. And then so your ally, your ex-husband, he managed. I mean, he's out there stabbing just as much. He manages to kill these cheeses, but then American cheese. And you know it's American cheese because he's got this red trucker hat on and his wife beater shirt. Yeah, it's America cheese. He grabs your ex-husband and drags him off into the shadows.
No, I'm going after him.
Well, I mean, in all the chaos, and then the horn sounds, and then they fall back. Not even gonna dignify it by reading it aloud, but I am gonna put it on the screen so nobody misses it.
Oh my God! Fired.
All right, so what are you all doing? This is the last show with cheese monsters and cheese puns.
Just when I thought we had used up every single cheese pun.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just coming out. It's still surprising me.
So, what are you all doing? What do you want to do?
Voss, I mean, she would notice he's disappeared, right? Her ex-husband.
Well, so you all were up on the second level of the city,
okay,
and organizing this whole thing, and it's
he was by
it's absolute chaos. You would know that he is gone. We can absolutely do that part. You would know that he was gone, but I don't know if you've ever been to a cheese festival, Voss, but they're kind of insane. And when you invite the entire city, that's a lot of people to keep track of.
Well, regardless of whether or not she realized he's, MIA, they're falling back, and this is unacceptable to her because she has stabbing to do. So into the weeds.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, Sally.
All right. So let me pose this question to you. Bigor, do you tell everybody about the secret passage that you found?
I thought I was being dragged away by something.
No, it let go.
Oh, it let go.
Yeah.
I missed that. Well, yes, that's very scary. I'm going to run back upstairs from the basement that I fell into and telling everyone, something grabbed me down in the basement. There's something down there. It might be cheese. Go hunt. And I'm going to be looking for Voss or Dr. Pibb, or hopefully both.
All right. I believe Dr. Pibb still has a giant rat monster
Horse
thing.
Yes,
mount
I'm
monster.
still in the middle of my reverse ratatouille.
Yes. Okay, so he should not be hard to see because
just look for the giant rat.
Just look for the giant rat. Like
I'm also cackling madly.
Yeah.
I get distracted a little bit because there is a group of Teamsters striking, but then I realize it's I find that right, everybody gets that joke, right? Like when people strike, they bring the big huge rat with
The giant rat. The inflatable
Thank you.
rat.
Thank you. You get it. Anyway, when I find him,
yeah.
Doctor, Mister. I think there's more cheese monsters down in the basement. Something grabbed me.
To the basement!
Secret passage.
This seems like a great moment for my rat kaiju to destroy Phineas's Flout's shop.
From the outside or from the inside?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll see if I can have the rat just stick its face into the basement to look around and see if there's any cheese monsters, which will probably just it won't destroy the place, it'll just destroy like the storefront. But the building will still be intact.
Sure. True science fact about a rat. If it can stick its nose in something, it can put its whole body in there. No problem. So, yeah, you tell your cheese monster to look inside the basement, and it just down inside the basement.
I'm making it go into the tunnel then.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's not going to be like destroying anything. Because rats are like these slinky things.
Yes, but it can go through the sewers eating cheese monsters. This is very exciting and a wonderful application of science.
Yes. All right. Well, then we are going to have to test if you're going to send it down the tunnel like the thing in Labyrinth, the cleaners.
The cleaners, yes.
Yes. Just to eat any, like its teeth are eating any cheese monsters that it comes to.
Yeah, and I'm the little guy on the bicycle.
All right, we are going to test because this is a game and we do things like that. So I think I shuffled my deck. We'll find out. I'm going to shuffle it really quick just in case it wasn't shuffled well enough. It's not. It's 2 cards. It is. Oh crap! I did shuffle my deck. You got to beat a pair of 6s.
Ooh,
that's tough.
Ow!
But I think I get 5 cards.
Well, let's look. You have Smarty Pants. You're using Bash here?
Yes, I'm continuing to control it through.
Yes, and
yanking
you are.
hair.
you are applying your science in a very bashy way to just create a monster and devour cheese monsters. You are correct. I'm looking at 5 cards: 2 for bash, 1 for mad scientist, and 2 for your egghead creation of the giant rat.
You know what I just realized? Half the audience wants us to fail more of this thing, so I have a feeling that pair of 6s might get harder to beat as we go on. And
I'll also point out
no squibs.
Right, you have no squibs.
Oh.
So I am gonna fail.
Okay.
And it turns out that I yank when I should have, punched a hair, and instead
You yanked when you should have yoinked?
Exactly. My rat mount just snuzzled up to the cheese shop and realizes there's cheese in it and just has a little snack.
Yeah. So that rat is down there in the basement, screw this tunnel. I mean, I've got all the food I want right here. It is getting fat and happy just eating all of Phineas Flout's reserves.
Living his best life.
Right.
Living
right.
their best life.
And this is the stuff down in the basement, like the expensive stuff that
Ooh.
was being kept for a special occasion kind of cheese, like aging it for 1,000 years before you sell it.
Oh no!
Kind of so
I am never getting this rat back on dry food.
Right? All right. So that was Dr. Pibb's action. What are the other 2 of you doing?
I'm going into the tunnels. Once I hear that she says, "Oh, there's some type of thing," she's going to go sinking down into the tunnels. After them.
Did you say sneaking down into the tunnels?
I think you're shanking down, but I can be sneaky. Yeah,
shanking.
I mean,
Are you trying to be sneaky? Or are you just running like a mad goblin, screaming down the tunnels, waving your knives?
You know what? Let's play this game. I'm gonna attempt to be sneaky. Let's see.
Okay. You got to beat a single 2.
That's it. Okay. So
that's it.
What am I?
Trying to be sneaky here would probably be scram.
Okay, that's 1.
So you have 1. Okay. It doesn't really fit your profession of being a torturer.
Okay.
Oh, wait, look at that.
Oh, well, crap. Okay.
You did it. You're sneaky.
Whoa,
you managed to sneak down the tunnel. And the tunnel is pretty much a straight shot. Okay? And it's not a terribly long tunnel. You sneak down for a couple of minutes. And you're going slow because you want to be sneaky. And it opens up into a second sort of secret cheese cellar with a giant vat. It looks almost like a hot tub, but it's like a cheese hot tub.
Okay, and, is this attached to Phineas's cheese place?
Yeah, by secret tunnel. So, and it's got like wood paneling on the wall, and the floor is this nice big slate stones, and little twinkling lights. This is like his cheese retreat.
I mean, what do I see other than the cheese hot tub?
Well, you do see Phineas Flout in the cheese hot tub.
He's in it?
He's in it. He's just lounging in the bubbling cheese.
Am I able to continue to sneak up to where
you'd have to do it? That's not the one I meant to hit.
Oh my God, his mansion.
So Cubby, you're actually on the stream. You are allowed to say things out loud, but typing them is just as much fun.
Great. All right, I have to make another.
But we're gonna let Bigor do something first.
Yeah.
But and you notice that every so often, as you're sitting there kind of like, what in the heck is going on? And you're watching, Phineas will snap his fingers and one of the cheese monsters will come running and jump into the tub. And then just kind of melt away.
I don't kink shame, but I just need to know what's happening here.
Right.
I hope those cheese monsters are consenting.
Yes, I hope this is consensual.
I mean, he's melting cheese monsters.
Oh my god.
For his cheese
Pleasure?
hot tub. He is living the fondue life. All right, Bigor.
Yes. So, I told everyone that there was a secret passage, and they immediately ran away from me.
Right.
Back towards that secret passage. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Cubby has his rat dive down there. Or Dr. Pip has his rat dive down there. Dr. Pip has been given a freeze gun.
So I will also, I'll stand there shocked a little bit and go, yes, I'll come too. So I make my way back down to the secret passage.
Okay. Are you heading in?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to try and catch up with them wherever I think they've gone.
Well,
Did they
Cubby's,
leave any indication of where they went?
Dr. Pip is still in the cellar trying to deal with this rat who has found something better to eat than having to deal with cheese monsters, because cheese monsters fight back and the cheese on the shelf doesn't. So Dr. Pip is still there. Voss has scampered away, as
Hello.
sometimes she does.
Hello, boss. Taking a little break.
Oh, she's talking to Dr. Pip.
Oh, I thought you said boss. Oh, you said boss.
Oh, no, yes, I said boss.
I was like, girl, no.
I thought you were
that's
calling
very
Phineas
funny.
boss.
No,
like
I'm
you were
talking
like,
to you.
Look,
To
we're all
you.
confused. All right. let me just
You
put that
know,
away.
I should, for an opera singer, I should be better with elocution. I apologize.
Yes,
no, you're an
and-
opera singer. You're not a politician.
Yeah. You just have to emote better.
Yeah, this has got nothing to do with voting. Oh, I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with electric repair.
I think you're thinking of electrician. What I'm referring to is elocution, which is it's a thing that you go into and it takes you from a lower floor up to an upper floor. The British sometimes call them a lift.
Oh, you're thinking of a giant rat monster.
Oh yes, you're right. I am. That's what elocution is. A giant. Anyway, hello, Dr. Pib, the person I'm talking to you. That's you, the goblin I'm looking at right now.
Right.
Taking a little break.
Yeah, we are actually, because we are frozen on the
Oh, no.
stream. So
No.
they might have missed that wonderful, horrible gag going on there.
think we're
And
ready?
Sir David Percival says we're back. We're not back.
I see us.
We're not back from me yet. Okay. Yay! All right. Well, you don't get to do the bit again. It was funny enough the first time.
I'm so sorry you missed it. It was so funny.
Yes.
Perfection.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. It was probably
Topical
the most
yet timeless.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the best moment on the show yet. And I'm glad everybody got to witness that moment of pure creative genius. So now, and yes, what?
And so, Dr. Pib, I found you taking a little break.
I didn't intend to take a break. It seems the rat found quite a delicious stash of non-monstrous cheeses and is a little distracted. It's quite a problem, but I believe I'm putting a rodent in it.
Oh, Dr. Pip, I forgot. I need you to draw 5 cards.
What? I don't like the sound of that.
Neither do I, and I'm not even there.
Well, I don't have any face card pairs.
There you go.
But
the Joker can be anything you want. So it could be a queen or a jack, but
I don't want it to be.
okay.
I really, really don't want it to be. It is fun to know that if I hadn't failed on purpose, I would have lost to that pair of 6s.
Yeah. Yes. Bigor is given an elocution gum.
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm saving that for a special moment.
Okay. All right.
Valuable
Yes. So your rat does not explode horribly, even though it's eating a lot of cheese. That's what we needed to see. Carry on.
Well, I'm going to be eating lots of cheese too. So I sort of, you know what? I'm going to admit something here, Doctor. I've really lost the thread of what we're doing here. I think I let the opera just go to my head a little bit. What are we doing? What are we supposed to be doing? Destroying the cheese monsters, right?
Oh! Yes, the cheese monsters. Yeah, we should. I think we're actually somehow doing all right at that. Not great.
I mean, this is our last night, though, is it not?
Yes, we'll be in quite a bit of trouble if we don't.
Well, fortunately, pickles go well with cheese.
Okay,
because we're in a pickle.
You get it.
Yes, I got that.
Sneaky Voss. You're on mute. What are you doing? There you go.
I am going to try to continue to sneak up and around. So what is the setup of this cheesy bath? Like, is it on a pedestal? Is it on the ground?
It is on a pedestal. It is. I mean, it's a hot tub. It's got that little steps going up to it. It's on a pedestal. There are several racks of wine bottles and some
bread. Baguette, dare I say? Okay.
You don't keep baguettes in the basement.
No, like he's done weird. He's bathing in cheese. I've seen weirder, obviously.
Also, some goblins might keep baguettes in the basement.
They might keep baguettes in the basement. There are other doors leading out of this, other tunnels leading out of this room that you're in. This Manchego cave. What did you call it? Yes. And that's where the little cheese monsters are coming in from. And more of them, now that it's been a little bit since they were called back, are coming into the room and waiting as if they're going to receive instructions.
Cool. All right. Can I... Okay. I want to try and sneak.
Okay.
And I'm going to be very specific in my sneaking.
Okay.
Sneak up and somehow position myself behind the cheesy man and put my dagger to his neck.
Okay. This is not going to be easy because there are cheese monsters watching and it could be dangerous for you.
That's fine.
So that's going to be 3 cards. This is Scram, but I think putting your dagger to his throat, could take advantage of your torturing. So you can use that card there. The good news is there's an ace.
Okay.
There's also a 9.
Okay.
And a 10.
And I pull 2 cards?
You're looking at 2 cards. Now you can choose. Why? everything's backwards.
I don't know
You
what
could
you're doing. Yes.
you could choose to fail first
No.
without drawing any cards, and then you get a squib, but you did fail to sneak up on it.
No, I
Or
want
you.
to. I want to. Okay, ready?
All right. Yes. That's a 5.
Okay.
Holy crap!
Holy crap!
That's a pair of 5s. Pair of 5s
Okay,
beats a
yeah.
10 any day.
Risking it all. I was risking it all.
So yeah. You do in fact manage to sneak past the cheese monsters, and at one point you're creeping right behind one as it comes in the door, and then darting off and making your way up until you are right behind him with a dagger at his throat. What do you say? What do you do?
Hey, I would stop. But I have a question for you. If I slit your throat, does it stop?
Trying to remember his voice. He doesn't speak for a moment. He sort of gasps. I don't know. Does it stop? You and your miserable friends have been hounding me for days. You have ruined my life.
Stop. Just stop. It's cool. Look, you have 2 options. Either you stop it or I kill you and it's totally fine. Like, I just need you to figure out what's happening because I'm a little pent up energy right now.
Am I making the choice or are you?
I'm just giving you a chance to make a choice. And if it's not the answer that I like, then I'm probably going to kill you. So that should be your answer right there.
Let's assume you can do what you claim you can do. Let's go for the other option.
Okay. So are you going to stop the cheese now?
Well, I mean, if you hand me a towel, I'll get out.
I mean, stop the cheese monsters. You can sit right here and do this. I saw you snapping your fingers.
What makes you think they are listening to me? Back to Bigor and Dr. Tim.
So then I said, I have lots and lots of ideas for more operas. I have whole notebooks.
Yes, I've seen those. Some of those ideas are quite good. I like the Survivor opera.
Yes.
You are voted off the island. I think that's a good one.
And it's interactive because the actual audience would be the one voting. So
who would want that? That sounds more trouble than it's worth.
And I would have them actually try to survive on an opera stage. Let me tell you, there are not many options for foraging.
No, I imagine it's pretty much just go into the audience and try to rifle through some purses.
Well,
and back to Voss.
If I give you, if I give you the towel, I'm still gonna keep this at your throat, right? So if you try anything funny, I might slip.
Well, I'm going to have to stand up. And when I do that, my throat is going to move 2 feet higher into the air.
Okay, that means I will also move with you 2 feet higher into the air. But if you do something stupid, what?
Not if you're standing outside of the tub. Now, if you'd like to pause for a moment and you can climb up the staircase right there, get into a better position.
I mean, no,
I don't want to ruin your big moment.
But here's the thing: I just don't want to get my outfit dirty. I mean, like I won't slit your throat, but if you just turn your head, look at this. Do I look like I want to get cheese on this?
Have you tried it? I mean, it is absolutely divine.
Okay, that's cool. But I'm just curious. Do you control them or not? Like, I don't have time for this. I have a hair appointment. Do you not see the cheese that's in my hair because of one of your things right now? I have a hair appointment.
I did not create these cheese monsters.
Okay, then why are you snapping and then they're hopping into your cute little hot tub?
Because I think it's in their nature to melt.
Okay,
and be delicious.
Awesome. Can you continue snapping them into your hot tub then? The rest of them, please.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay,
just
keep on going.
dump them, mix all the cheeses together.
Yes, why not? Just keep on going. Just snap them all in. Do you know how many there are?
17.
All right, go ahead. Get the snapping. I'm going to keep count. 1.
We're going to do a test here to see if you can, because you're essentially asking him to sacrifice his entire army of cheese minions.
Yes, I am.
In exchange for his life.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So normally convincing somebody would be a Weedle test.
But I'm threatening to slit his throat if he does not act right.
Right. So, are you actually applying pressure with your dagger?
Yes, I am waiting for him to start calling them, and I will keep count.
Okay, then I'll let you use bash. Like, as long as you are willing to draw some blood here to reinforce your point.
Yes.
Right. Okay, all right. And torture. So you're looking at 3 cards. He got to beat a 5, a single 5, and then a 3 is a kicker there.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, you do it. You are drawing good tonight.
The cards like me this time.
The cards like you tonight. So he ponders it for a moment, and then he's like, "All right. Oh, they want to make it harder.
Rude."
It's going to add an 8 to it. What were your cards again?
A 7, a 2, and a 9. Hold on.
Yep.
1,
That's still going to beat it. The 9's going to beat it.
3.
9. Your 9 is going to beat my 8. So you still got it. Thank you for trying to help me out there, Fantasy Pilot.
Thanks for trying to wreck me.
But you still get it. He ponders for a moment, and then he's like, "All right, fine. You heard the little witch. Everyone, into the melt."
Rude.
Into the
So
melt.
rude.
And contrary to what he claimed, they do actually seem to listen.
I know.
To him.
That's why she was like, "This mother sapsucker."
And so the cheese monsters, the little baby cheese monsters, are scrambling up and jumping into the vat of cheese. Back to Bigor and Dr. Pibb. You all doing anything?
Well, that was a lovely little break.
It was so nice to catch up with you, Bigor. It really has been a while.
Yeah, ever since the remnants of the tentacle experiment took over the break room, we haven't really had time to have these talks. So it's been very nice.
Yeah, we really ought to have a break room.
You're right. Should we go now? No, wait, there's something we're supposed to be doing.
The cheese monsters.
The cheese monsters, yes. Do you think they went through this secret passageway here?
It seems like if I were a cheese monster, I would use secret passages from cheese cellars.
I've always suspected that cheese cellars are just sort of a vortex between every cheese cellar, like unto a Wawa.
You know whose opinion we should really get on this?
Hmm.
Uberunda! To the tunnel!
Oh boy! I'll do my best to keep up.
I am going to make you test to get your rat away from this cheese. If you want to use the +2 bonus that the rat gives you, then you are going to have to test to see if he explodes, right? You don't have to use that bonus right now because you're just trying to get your creation back under your own control. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like if you want to use those 2 cards, you got to say up front, this is my mad scientist creation. It should be listening to me. I'm using those 2 cards. If you don't use that bonus, you don't have to test to see if it goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Well, it's not worth doing unless if it goes wrong, it goes horribly wrong. So
Okay.
It's my creation. It should listen to me.
Yep. You have to beat a single 5.
Oh, in second thought, I really, really should not have bothered.
Your call, 3 cards or 5 cards. Oh, let's see. Did they make it harder? No. Tommy just wants an exploding rat. Yeah, that'll do it.
And I had already drawn 5 cards when I looked. So it was the 5. And so
harder?
Tommy made it harder. Tommy, it's not going to help. It's a 5 and a 3.
You really, really, really did not need to make it harder.
Yeah.
I got a pair of face cards.
Yes. So the creation backfires and is destroyed, is what the ability says. The giant rat monster who you are trying to pull away from this feast of delicious, delicious cheese, that control that you have, that sort of island of Dr. Moreau going on here, hierarchy, snaps. And this giant rat turns on you. Back in the cheese chamber, the cheese is bubbling. And
I will say, point of order, I did pass the test to control it to go down the tunnel before it snaps. So
that is true.
It seems like we should burst into the cheese room and then my rat should go haywire and attack.
You are correct. You are absolutely correct because you did pass your test. So yes, it listens to you, barrels down the tunnel with the 2 of you following it, I assume. And then something happens. Actually, I like this way better because in an effort to follow your instructions given to the letter, it leaps into the air, dives into the bubbling vat of cheese monster babies. Phineas Flout flies out in this sort of tidal wave of cheese. And then the rat starts to rise up, and you see its cheese-covered head come out and these big, sharp, gnawing teeth. We have to play an intermission video now. We'll be back in just a minute to see what happens next.
No.
You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggly-dum-de-tooter-terrio-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be
But
afraid.
every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggly-dum-de-tooter-terrio-dee-da-dee. A fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before? Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
I was sitting there jamming to the music and then realized, oh, I need to refill my water. I didn't think I was going to make it back in time. I dove to the kitchen, tossed water in my mug and all over my pants, but I did make it back in time. I have wet jeans now, and it's not the pantsless show for Sally this
That's
time.
what my mom used to say to me. Be like, "Oh, you're not having trouble learning to read. You just have wet jeans. It's fine." You'll.
What?
I don't.
What? Okay.
Sometimes
Now-
jokes
now-
are funny just in my head and not.
Yeah.
anywhere
Now,
else.
granted, you did grow up in New Zealand, right?
No, not really. My family moved there about 20 years ago, so I lived there for a little while, but I wouldn't say I grew up there.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was
All right.
I was a teenager.
I was like, maybe that's a thing they say in New Zealand.
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah.
I can ask my friend that's from New Zealand next time I
Yeah.
talk to her.
Yeah.
No, just trust me. It's true.
Isn't that a Pittsburgh expression?
Yeah, it's a Pittsburgh.
It's a
That's it.
Pittsburgh
It's a
expression. You just got wet jeans.
you just got wet jeans. Let's go to the sheet.
Yeah.
And they say it all the time.
Maybe it wasn't blue jeans though. Maybe it's like genetics jeans.
That was the joke I was trying to make.
Yeah.
That was funny in my head.
I did a
Gotcha.
cannonball so hard I got wet jeans.
Right.
See, that's a funnier joke.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have a question now that we're back rolling.
Yes, absolutely.
Was I caught in that cheese?
If you want to be.
Squib for it.
What?
Do I get a squib for it?
Actually, you are actually 100% correct that probably would prompt a resistance test to see if you can dive out of the way of that cheese tsunami. So you can choose to fail that resistance test.
I'm failing because it's
And get a squib.
comical.
Now you will also take damage, however.
That's fine. I'll fail.
Okay. I do have to draw the cards.
Okay.
Yes, because it would have been a pair of threes.
I fail.
Um,
I fail.
yeah, you fail. You get your squib, and what happens here? You get to describe it, and somehow you take damage.
So, what happens is, while she's too busy threatening him with an inch of his life that she may or may not have taken anyway, she would have seen the cheese monster, not the cheese monster, it looks like one now. The giant rat start diving in and go, oh crap. And then as it hits, he flies, and then she flies, and she may have accidentally fell on her own knife.
Oh! All right. She stands up and pulls her own knife out of her.
God dog it.
All right.
Better than losing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. I feel like we have to ask Shoshi like blink twice if you're okay, or
Yeah. Can you not
if you're in
see
trouble.
me? Or
No,
hear
I
me?
can see you. We can
Oh.
see you. Just something about wet jeans and Shoshi.
They usually do.
Yeah. It's not blue jeans. It's genetic genes. Shoshi has soggy jeans. It's like soggy noodles or soggy cereals.
But it's the DNA strands.
Right.
Ah.
It just goes all floppy.
A little soggy.
Yeah, it's a little soggy.
It's like
It's a little-
the egg noodle.
Right. It's a little droopy and
helix.
drippy. And,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. She had to practice really hard to unmake that face right there as
This
a
is my
child.
natural resting face.
Right. Yes. Voix stands up, pulls her knife out. Cheese rat monster stands up out of the cheese hot tub, taking all of the cheese with it. And the little baby cheese monsters didn't quite they didn't melt back into one consciousness big cheese monster and meld with the rat. So you've got like these little mouths and faces opening up all in the cheese around the cheese monster. This just became a horror game. Yeah, it's one of those things where like this giant rat is standing up and it's got all these cheese mouths all over it. Hey,
Still not the worst thing that might have happened.
right. Right. So what are you all going to do?
I'll defer to the others first now that I am pulling my own dagger out of myself.
Well, this is a lot to take in. I mean,
if you
is there
if you
really
need to-
anything we need to do? Everything seems to be working out fine, except for Voss stabbing herself. But other than that, things seem to be going pretty well.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Do you need a hand with that wound?
If only I had something.
Yes.
Is there more to that sentence?
I was sorry. If only I had something that was a perfect counter to melted cheese beasts. Oh, that's right. I have a freeze gun.
Yes, you did.
You do have a freeze gun. Are you going to attempt to freeze your giant rat cheese monster, who has absolutely done a full-on Jekyll Hyde thing here? It is monstrous and angry, and I guess Jekyll Hyde's not a great reference there. Incredible Hulk. I was trying to find a cheese word to go with Hulk. It's a Hulk of cheese.
Sure.
It's so shocking. If you can't trust the giant rat monsters that you've created, who can you trust in this world?
Right.
So I'm gonna take this untested freeze ray I found on the ground and shoot it.
Right. Yeah, that was just laying around. It's the incredible edible. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. You did use incredible there.
The edible Hulk.
The edible Hulk. The edible Hulk. That would be a great one. Yeah, I was gonna say he is Monterey jacked.
Oh my God! Stop.
I mean, Bruce Banner did kill his own father, so he's halfway there.
There you go. Living on a prayer. All right.
Living on the air.
I'm confused. Not at you all, but there's a comment, and the freeze gun is better than a freeze gun. I don't know. I think we could, and it is much better than the
edible.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, freeze gun. You're gonna test to use this untested freeze gun, aren't you? It is inherently dangerous. However, you only have one enemy, so I don't get to add another card for all the multiple enemies. Just 2 cards. What is that? A 5 and a 2.
Oh, I like my chances.
Yes, because it is absolutely mad science just picking up a freeze ray that you find sitting around, a freeze gun. What are you doing with this freeze gun?
Well, I'm looking it over to make sure everything looks like it's connected and that I'm pulling the right trigger. So I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, you are figuring it out. That's what I was trying to get at. Which of these are you using? That's absolutely figure. We seem to have lost Voss, but that's okay because she's covered in cheese and poked herself. And they did make it harder, which gave me a 10, Cubby.
Yes.
A 10, a 5, and a 2. Crash!
Oh, 10 to 5. That's you know what? I can't pass up the opportunity to use an untested freeze ray that I found on the ground. So that's
right.
2 for figure, 1 for mad scientist.
That is 2 for figure, 1 for mad scientist.
You have a 10?
I have a 10.
I have a 10.
But the next card is a 5.
My next card is a 3.
Your next card is a 3. You are welcome to spend a squib to draw another card. You can beg the audience to spend some points to let you redraw a card. They're spending it to make it harder.
I'm not too proud to beg. If anyone wants to help me out here.
I mean, if anyone wants to see the freeze gun actually work, that's what it comes down to.
That's true. This is an appeal. This isn't for me. This is for all of us. So we can freeze 2 monsters that I've created.
Yep. Sally has whoopsed you. You can draw another card. You have to discard a card first and then draw a new one to replace it.
I threw away the ace, and now it's a 10 and a 9.
It is a 10 and a 9, so the freeze gun is going to work. In the meantime, Bigor gets a heavy piece of cloth that was laying in a puddle. Some damp denim, if you will. There you go, Bigor. You have some stuff was given to you by the channel.
Yes. Excellent. Just what I wanted.
Just what you wanted. So freeze gun.
Muslin.
Freeze gun happens. And did they say freeze gun or freeze ray? I think it was specifically a freeze gun.
Yes.
Yeah. Freeze gun implies bullets. So it's shooting out these icicle, like these shards of jagged ice that are just bam, bam, bam into the giant rat cheese monster. And it is knocking him back, and where it hits, the cheese is hardening. Because that's what happens when cheese freezes, right? It gets. I mean, I'm assuming. I very rarely put cheese in the freezer.
It's okay.
Definitely not going to stay melty and flexible. So
yeah,
it's yeah. So freeze gun, icicles getting shot out of it. Boom, 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 boom. I hear you. I do. And it is slowing the cheese mouse rat monster down because it's pelting him with like you pulled the trigger all the way. That's like when you push the lever on your automatic ice maker and it just keeps dumping ice on the floor until the dog stops pushing on it and walks away, and then you come in and you see a big puddle because something clearly happened. So that's what's going. Just ice and slowing him down. I need to give him some persistence here. How hard is it to kill this guy? And you have knocked off one level of that. So I have no idea what's going on here with the soggy cheesecloth and humid hemp, but soggy satin, moist muslin. The channel is enjoying themselves. So there we are. Yes, Dr. Pip has fired his freeze gun at the giant rat cheese creation. It is slightly ironic that you created two giant monsters that melded into one giant monster and is now trying to kill you.
That's not ironic. That's not the first time this has happened.
All right.
God, I love my job.
Anyone else have something that they are going to do right now before the giant cheese monster and Phineas Flout get to attack?
My internet dropped, and is it my turn?
It can be.
Okay, because I don't know what happened with my internet. You know what? Well, where is Phineas in regards to me since we both got tossed?
You don't know.
Oh.
He got tossed out in a giant tidal wave of cheese. He is somewhere on the floor, you think.
I would like to just start scrambling around looking for said person that I threatened within an inch of his life.
Okay. All right. You see cheesy footprints leading down one of the tunnels.
Oh, I will follow said cheesy footprints when it is my turn.
All right. I think all of that can happen. I mean, that's pretty easy. You look around. So it is your turn if you want to run down the tunnel after cheesy footprint guy.
I'm doing it.
All right. Let's test to see if you manage to catch up with him.
Okay.
Because he's not waiting around to get his throat slit or get eaten by this giant cheese monster.
I mean, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Cheese rat monster. You have to beat a single 4 to catch up with him in the dark tunnels.
And then I get how many?
So this could be Scram chasing after him and seeing if you can catch up with him. It could be Bash because you are running headlong into the darkness, possibly into danger, with no care for yourself, just revenge.
I'm going to use Bash because just rage.
Yeah.
Just rage. Okay.
All right. Probably doesn't fall under being a torturer.
No, I'll take the 2. 1, 2.
That's going to do it.
Holy
Just
crap.
enough.
Okay.
That 3 is what did it for you.
Woo!
So, yeah, you catch up with naked, cheese-covered goblin Phineas Flout, who did not have time to grab a towel, fleeing for his life down the tunnel. Bigor, it is your turn.
Yeah.
Dr. Pip is pelting the rat with his icicles from his freeze gun. Voss runs out of the room, never seems to be there when there's actually trouble happening, and
yet is always very close by.
I solved part of the problem.
Step one.
Yes. And you have discovered a giant soggy cloth.
Oh, what? That's exactly what I needed. I'm going to put that cloth on the ground in front of me. Now, I look around the room. I see that there is a cheese. Well, is the hot tub empty now?
Yes. Yes.
But I see a hot tub there, and there's candles. And I assume if he's enjoying his cheese, there's probably a lot of crackers around somewhere.
I'll give it to you. I mean, it makes sense. There is a table with a spread of crackers.
I would like to put all the crackers on the cloth, and then I'll stand on the other side with the assumption that cheese and crackers, they go together. I should be safe.
So you are creating a trap for the cheese monster? Is that
yes?
That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
Yes.
This very much feels like Tinker.
Oh yes, it probably is.
But it could also be figuring the whole thing out.
Actually, what if I? All right, so I'm assuming the cloth is big enough to cover the top of the hot tub.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. I'll put all the crackers on top, and then I'm going to stand on the other side, and I'm going to say, "Ooh, look over here. Come get your crackers. Ooh, come over here this way." And then can I use finagle?
It's a little bit of a stretch, but yes.
Hooray.
Yes. If you are you're essentially trying to distract the cheese monster into coming at you and falling into your cracker trap that you have created. So you can use finagle.
And I will also use my tentacle arm to be as distracting as possible.
All right. So you're looking at 3 cards. I draw my cards first. It is a giant cheese rat monster, so it is slightly dangerous. More dangerous than not being a giant cheese rat monster. You have to beat a 9.
Oh, this is an interesting draw here.
You have a joker, a 9, and a jack. Well, that's a pair of 9s, which is going to beat a single 9. But something happens that causes you an injury. Unless you'd like to spend a squib, throw that card away and draw. Or not throw the card away. Draw another card.
I will do that because I actually have a lot of squibs. I got a lot.
So you don't actually throw a card away. You draw one more card and you only use the best 3.
Right. All right. So I drew a
4. So the best 3 out of that is a pair of 9s and a 4. So
finagled.
Yes, the giant cheese monster
Incorporated.
Right, is absolutely going to charge towards you as you have enticed it with crackers. And away from Dr. Pibb, who is hitting it with a freeze gun, and charge towards you and explain how this trap works. Because I kind of have an idea that it's going to step into the hot tub and it's not as solid as it looks. Because it's just a blanket covered in cheese, and so it's going to fall back into the hot tub.
Exactly. And how frozen is it at this point?
Just a little bit.
A little frozen. So it's slowing down a little bit. So yes, I'm woohoo, cheese monster, come over this way. And just like a wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yep.
And the cheese monster is going to run over, see the crackers, fall into the crackers, and fall through. And the crackers are going to stick into the cheese, and the cloth sort of wraps around them. So it's caught in
right.
The
it's sort of entangled there in this hot formerly empty,
Tub.
formerly filled with cheese tub. Yes. All right. Dr. Pibb, Wasp, Igor, you all went. Cheese Monster is unfortunately entangled in a big cloth, crackers, and a hot tub. So it doesn't have anything it can do. However, Phineas Flout does.
Meh.
Phineas Flout is going to... No, he doesn't. He's trying to get the heck away. He is not going to turn and fight. He is not a trapped rat yet. That's in the other room, the trapped rat. It's back to you all. Phineas Flout is going to attempt to keep running. But you're on your turn. You did catch up with him, so you would get to go first and do what you do that keeps him there, whatever that may be.
Is he? You said he's
dripping with cheese,
but otherwise unclosed. But
otherwise, he did not grab a towel.
I know
I'm
you
just
said
really grateful he didn't towel cheese off of himself, because the thought of that is just horrifying.
I know that you said I caught up with him. When you say caught up with him, what do you mean? What are we talking space wise?
If we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, you could make a melee attack on him.
I wish to make a melee. That's what I need to know. I wish to make a melee attack on him.
For the viewing audience that may be confused, we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons. But
no, we're not.
Yeah, you caught up to him. You get to I mean, he's attempting to run down the hall, and you have caught up and are right behind him. You are still moving forward, unless you choose to stop. What you would are you saying you want to stab him?
I want to stab him in his shoulder blade.
Yeah, twice. Oh, you don't have. Do you have to stab him twice then?
I don't think I have that because I wasn't a cool kid. And
you do. You have vicious attack. You get to attack twice when you attack with knives.
Twice.
As long as you spend a squib to do it for the scene.
I will. Oh, it's for the scene?
Yeah, for the whole scene.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that. Squib is gone. All right.
So you get to attack him twice.
Okay.
He doesn't know you are coming, so it's just one card. He's not a danger to you. You got to beat a 6.
Okay. I have to beat, and then I pull what?
Bash and
2 and. Well, I'm aiming for a particular part of his body. Don't ask me why the player knows this, but there's a certain part in the shoulder blade. Yeah, that hurts a lot. A lot.
So you're saying this is torturous?
Oh yeah, she's going to.
Knowing this spot, it's not enough to stab him. It's got to really, really hurt.
She's aiming for the pain factor. Like there's no joy out of it if it's not. See that he's like not just writhing. Okay,
I'm with you. You can get your third card.
Okay. What did you say?
3. Yeah, you got 3 cards. 3 cards.
Okay.
Beat a single 6.
1. Oh,
that's the 5.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm like breathing. I'm scared. 2.
That's a 6.
And a 3.
Yep. All right. You got it on your first attack. And your second one.
Oh, I get to do it. Oh, I got to draw again.
Yeah. So you stab him in the shoulder, and you pull your knife out, and he screams and spins around. Now he knows you're there. Now he can try and fight back a little bit. So it's 2 cards. It's a 7 and an 8. So you're beating an 8. You got an 8,
and
you got a 2 and a jack.
Boo.
So that is not gonna beat, and you're gonna take damage.
That's fine. Can I just say I swiped too hard and I spun around into a wall? Just like
Yeah.
Whoop whoop. It was the momentum.
Absolutely. So that gives you have taken 2 vim and vigor at this point, right?
Yeah. I'm at one more. Oh wait. Oops, wrong spot.
Wrong section.
Wrong section. 2 Vim and Vigor.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Dr. Pibb or Bigor. You did stab him once. You heard
I got him once.
And then when he turns around, he pushes you into the wall as you try to stab him again.
Ow. That's not nice.
I'm very proud of our audience, but they knew the exact point you were going for.
Yes.
I saw that, and that person and I will have a discussion later about why we both know the same things.
Right. I'm not entirely sure what Sir David Percival does for a living, but I think it has something to do with being a contract killer for the military. So, which technically would be anybody in the military, right? But, no, that's correct. Technically that's what you're doing. You're
not wrong, but so rude. Why you have to be so loud?
No, I actually am 100% in support of our men and women that serve.
I mean, technically, there's also support services.
So, yeah,
there are support services. I was unable to join the military because of my eyes.
He's talking about people like my daddy that could have been a pencil pusher and opted for the straight up rage. So
yeah.
I'm an officer, but I want front lines like those. News.
All right, Dr. Pibb.
Does the freeze gun have any energy left in it, or was it just good for really the one attack?
No, you can use it as much as you want. I'm assuming it just pulls the moisture. I mean, if it's worth anything, it pulls the existing moisture out of the air, runs it through a compressor, and as long as you got Freon in it, the thing's going. And since this is Goblonia, whatever they're using for Freon.
In the goblin world, they use CFCs because it's more environmentally friendly. I'm gonna shoot at the impaired semi-trapped monster and see if I can freeze it into that trap a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So trying to freeze it in the trap. Are you specifically shooting at its legs or at its waist or just anywhere that manages to hit it?
I am. Yeah. Well, it's under the cloth, so I imagine I can't really see.
No, he stepped on the cloth, as if like the cloth was a fake floor, like a pit trap. So it stepped on it and fell in, and the cloth came up around it from the bottom, like a taco.
Thank you.
Not over the top like a hat.
Got it. I thought it might have tumbled a little. I'm going to try to shoot at the arms so it can't leverage itself out of the bowl.
All right. How close are you getting?
Not too close.
Do you care if you hit Bigor?
I mean, all things being equal, I would choose not to hit Bigor. I can't say I'm emotionally invested in not hitting
that's
Bigor
okay.
with a freeze ray.
You have to beat a 4.
All right. Is this still figure?
Probably not at this point. You know how the thing works, and you're assaulting it with a. I mean, it's bash. More than likely, you are bashing the thing. If you want to give them some techno babble speak about the trajectory and why it works, and you can make it figure, but you have the same rank in both of them. So 3 cards is what you're looking at. to beat a 4.
Excellent. Oh ho 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 ho! I think I beat a 4.
A 10, an 8, and a 9. That will do it. Yes. So, yeah, you managed to freeze its arms down its side. Boom, boom, boom. I imagine you with 2 freeze guns going Wild West style, gangster style on this guy, but you only have 1, so maybe it's more like Arnold with his machine gun, peppering the arms of this guy with your. Absolutely. And it's got one of those big drums. That's how it freezes the icicles and then shoots the one out at the top. It's like part snow cone machine, part, you know what we're getting at. This is Goblonia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's spinning around and rotating. And yes, you are pelting it in the arms, and his arms are freezing down at his side. Bigor, what you doing?
Well, I'm going to duck
Okay.
because someone's firing a freeze gun in my direction.
All right.
And I'm going to duck down and sort of crawl, sneak away from the cheese monster just in case it decides to reach out and grab me.
All right. Yeah, I was going to try and bite your head off on its turn. So
no.
that's
That would have been unfortunate for me.
right. So that feels like Scram
Mm-hmm.
ducking down and sneaking away.
That sounds great. I'm a little bit good at that.
You're a little bit good at that.
One,
You got to
one
beat
card.
an 8 and a 5. Can you work test subject into this? Into ducking down and sneaking away?
I mean, a lot of ray guns have been fired in Bigor's general direction in the line of her work.
That's very true.
I mean, that works. That works.
All right, 2 cards for me.
2 cards. 2 cards to beat an 8 and a 5.
Not good.
Oh.
A jack and a queen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I
That
mean,
hurt.
maybe someone from the audience will help you.
They did want to see us fail more, though. So.
They did want to see you
Yep.
fail more. And I wanted to see some face guards come into play. So,
I'm scared because I haven't hit really any yet, so that means it's probably coming
They're
up.
coming.
yeah.
There-
Yes. So, you do need to mark a point of thrall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
boy.
More
Oh,
fail.
that's Tanya.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sure is great.
And something happens here that causes you to take damage. You
Oh.
get to decide what happens, though. It doesn't have to be that the monster.
Igor just
Somebody
got a
whoops
whoop.
you.
Somebody will.
Somebody
got a
whoops you.
I got a
So
whoops.
you do get to throw one of those cards out.
I will throw the queen out, and
Okay.
I will take some damage.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm very good at
Well,
ducking.
you still have to draw another card.
Yes.
I did.
So you throw one out and you draw a new card.
Oh, gotcha. Well, guess what?
It's queen. All right. So there you go. Yeah, you do take some thrall, and what happens that causes damage?
Well, as Dr. Pip pointed out, I'm very good at ducking, but I'm a little too enthusiastic. So when I duck, I just basically smack my head directly into the ground.
Well, there you go.
Now I have, you know how when you smack your head really hard, sometimes you get like a big bump and it looks like you have like an egg under there? That's what it looks like. A huge, like a third eye right in the middle of my head.
You know,
That's
just
fair,
actually
that's fair.
doing that with your hand and the lighting, and it looks like you have a big egg on your head.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
Okay.
just like that.
Okay, it looks just like that. All right. Okay, so that's what happens. Cheese Monster's arms are pinned at its side. It is going to take a snap, try to snap at Bigor, but Bigor is diving out of the way. Phineas Flout slammed Was again, got stabbed in the back, and then tossed Was against the wall.
Ow.
That is all they can do. So what are you all doing? It's back around to you.
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
I'm just gonna bash him. I'm not trying to go for the torturing. I just want the pain. I just want to straight up murk him.
Yeah, but actually going with the torturing is better for you because you do get that extra card.
Okay, never mind. I will go for the torturing. I guess I'm just gonna try and wash, rinse, repeat twice. 2 smacks.
Right. I mean, it's probably pretty painful if you jag a dagger like up in his.
I mean, if you aim for this part, but never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna yank you. I'm gonna just, I may or may not be hitting for like that lower area by where the sciatic nerve is. Anyway, yes, she's gonna completely continue to stab twice.
Armpits work nice as well.
It's real sensitive. It's also like one of the most sensitive places for tattoos because there's a lot of blood vessels in there. Okay.
Who gets a tattoo in their armpit?
I've seen it. It's a thing. You run out of real estate.
Somebody
you
who wants full coverage.
Look, you run out of real estate. I've seen it.
All right. That's one I have not seen. All right. You got to beat I'm not judging. You can put a tattoo wherever you want. All right.
But why is your question?
Right. My question is why.
What if there was like a little face peeking out? And you could be like, oh, hello.
And your arm hair makes the beard?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
You gotta beat a 9 and a 4. You're looking at 3 cards.
2.
Holy
3.
crap! Pair of 9s. Doesn't matter if they make it harder. There's nothing I can do that's gonna beat that. So yeah, you managed to stab him.
That's the first one, right?
That's the first one.
Because I forgot that was for the whole scene. Because last week I totally forgot it was for the whole scene. All right.
Yep. 10 and a 7 on your second one. Yeah, I mean you stab him somewhere good, and he is screaming and flailing and clawing at you.
Okay, ready? This is probably gonna be bad. Because I've had too much luck. 1, 2, 3.
Well, that is not gonna do it, but it's not terrible.
Okay, I'm running. I'm running my luck out with these because I haven't hit a face card. I'm like,
yep.
What's happening?
All right, so you miss on the second one. You just don't manage to stab him. Like you stab him hard the first time, and he's slapping at you and clawing at you and screaming, and that does make it a little bit harder to successfully hit someone.
I mean, he got some damage. Like, how much damage this fool gonna take? I'm like,
he's bleeding and screaming.
Okay.
And dripping cheese. I mean, what more do you want?
Bleeding cheese instead?
No, he's dripping.
No. I want him to bleed cheese because he's been soaking in it so long.
So you're gonna scoop the cheese up, shove it in his mouth, and then you want it to come out. All right.
That's called torture, right?
Like, yeah. All right. One of the other two.
I think I have an excellent idea. As a scientist, there are 2 things that I always do. One, when I feed my rats, I always go treaty treat. And 2, I always have dynamite with me.
All right.
What?
Do you know?
So
Oh no.
You do.
It's one of the items I always have with me.
It's one of your 3 stash items. You always have dynamite.
Just in case.
Just in case. Okay.
The science doesn't explode on its own.
Yeah.
So many questions.
Yep.
So I'm going to light up the dynamite and say, treaty treat, and toss it hard at the rat's mouth.
You have to beat a 10. And then an 8 and a 7.
Damn, that's rough.
Yep.
All right. 10's
Messing with dynamite is dangerous. And
yes.
Calling attention to yourself by saying treaty treat to your giant rat cheese monster that has double daddy issues.
Oh.
I gotta see this through though, because I might blow up a giant rat cheese monster, and that's just
You
fun.
might. You might.
So can I chuck it hard enough to make it a bash?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think throwing dynamite is probably a bashy thing in most cases anyway.
And I am using science grade dynamite.
Yes.
So I believe my profession gives me an extra card.
It does give you an extra card. Yep.
So I can't think of a way to finagle.
There's nothing else.
Oh, it's not good.
Uh-oh.
It's really, 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 really not good.
No, that sounds terrible just from
A pair of jacks.
Yeah.
So it looks like when I'm looking at your sheet, Cubby, I see that you already have 2 marks on your Vim and Vigor.
Yes.
Okay. So one of those jacks is going to cause damage to fill up that 3rd mark. And that 4th mark can't go anywhere on your sheet. So you are going to fall unconscious. And when you return to us, you will have a permanent scar.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That hasn't happened yet in the Nat 21 game. So yeah. And unless somebody's gonna toss you a whoops redraw, that will be the first time we have had someone get knocked out in a game. That's not a bad thing. I mean, that's part of the game.
And it was by your own dynamite.
And it was by your own dynamite. So I think we had, and Zelani's not helping you out here. Scars are manly. Squidge may have been knocked out, actually. Now that you mention it, that seems like a Squidge thing to happen.
I'd be surprised if she hadn't.
Right. Oh, somebody gave you a whoops. Screaming Dragon is saving your bacon, maybe, because you get to throw 1 card away, but you have to draw a card to replace it, Cubby.
Well, I thought about throwing out that 6, just,
just
to be a badass.
Right? It's your choice.
But instead, I threw out one of the jacks, and I drew a 4. So, here's the thing, though. I failed this test.
Correct. But you are only taking 1 point of damage from it.
But the test was dangerous.
Yeah. That's all handled by the cards. The test was dangerous. Yes. But you were not resisting anything. You were chucking a piece of dynamite. So yes. And you do take damage, and you get to explain how the damage happens, and you don't end up hurting the giant rat cheese monster. You have not accomplished your goal in this moment. But you all only have 9 minutes to accomplish your goal. So
well, what happens is the rat closes its mouth and knocks the dynamite out of the way, refusing my generous offer of treaty treat. My heart breaks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I thought we had a better bond than that.
Yeah. Igor.
Yes. My head hurts.
Right, because you just slammed it into the floor.
I don't like this at all. I'm going to attempt to do what I did last time and continue to try and sneak away, but I'll try and be a little more careful about it now.
Okay.
So is that's still
yeah. Now there is an explosion that happens. And you could use Cubby's failure there, that explosion, to help cover your scrambling. Exploit his failure to give you a bonus. Right now, you have to beat a 9 and an ace.
All right, I will use that as a bonus. I beat the ace. Wait, there it is.
Yep. All right.
But not
that. So you do not manage to sneak very well. Voss, have you stabbed twice this round? I believe you have. I believe you started.
Yeah.
All right. So what's going to happen here is the cheese monster, enraged by this dynamite that didn't successfully hit him. Bigor did not successfully sneak away from him. He is going to attack Bigor.
That makes sense.
His arms are frozen. His legs are tangled up. He is just going to lean over and try to bite Bigor as she is crawling around on the floor trying to sneak away. Now, the good news is you only have to beat a 7. The bad news is you have to tell me how you are trying to avoid getting eaten by a giant rat cheese monster.
Getting murked.
Is that what do I draw for that?
Well, it's what you have to decide. How are you avoiding this?
I see. Yes. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is it's time to change into a ring of keys.
Oh my god.
Wait. I don't know. I have to set it up for a second. There we go.
Zelani's making it harder. Guys, I'm almost out of cards.
Oh,
all right.
No.
It's the only option I have left. Ring of keys.
All right, Bigor, do you actually have to? Yes, you do have a squib you can spin. Bigor turns into a ring of keys, clatters down to the. Does not clatter down to the floor. Actually, is still eaten by the giant cheese rat. But you're a ring of keys, so that might be okay.
I should be fine.
Right.
I don't envy the cheese monster when he has to poop, though.
Oh.
Yes. Voss, I believe we are back to you.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna stab the guy?
You know it.
Well, so this is what happens when someone reaches the end of their deck in a test. You draw as many cards as you can for that test. I would be normally drawing 2 cards. I only get 1 card, and it's a friggin' ace.
Okay. And I still get to pull 3.
You still get to pull 3 cards to beat a single ace, the lowest card in Goblonia. Well, other than a face card.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
I get them twice though.
You don't even have to.
Oh,
you have eliminated this opponent. You get to describe what happens here.
Oh, cool. All right. So she's sick of him like turning and smacking and crying or whatever. So then like she just kind of like spider monkeys on him and just stab right here, preferably in the jugular areas with her knives.
Yeah, and he goes down in a splurt. I mean, it's like a wine fountain, which goes nicely with cheese, except it's not wine. It's blood splurting out as he crumbles to the ground. Yeah, Cubby or Shoshi.
Well, I'm inside a cheese monster, so
yes, I would say you're in his mouth right now because he's crunching on the keys and realizing that this may not be edible.
What if I just transformed back right now?
In the giant rat cheese monster's mouth?
Yeah.
Oh.
And do what?
Well, I mean, hopefully explode its head.
That sounds like a finagle test.
Yes, it does.
So you want to like wedge yourself in such a way that when you transform back,
I want to squish myself down into his throat as far as I can.
Yes.
And then turn back into myself.
Yes. And hope that he gets exploding and you don't get stuck.
Yes.
All right. A 10 and a 5.
All right. So this is finagle. I can't really use anything else.
I mean, if you can work in how this applies to being a test subject.
Oh, I think this definitely applies. I mean, the whole reason I'm a ring of keys is because I was a test subject.
Not the first time you've been eaten by a giant rat.
Right.
Right. Yes. Oh. I'll give it to you. So 3 cards. A pair of aces?
A pair of aces.
Yes. So he doesn't quite explode, but you are choking him.
Yes.
Because I mean this is a giant rat cheese monster. So it's not like it's a little tiny rat and you made big size and you blew his head up. But yes, he is gagging and choking and hacking and trying to get you out of his mouth. And
I feel fine.
Right.
Well, I think I know just the weapon to use right now. Words.
Oh,
okay.
No.
All right.
I'm going to tell Uber Anda that he is a monster. Not because he's a giant rat that merged with cheese monsters that someone who there's no need to point fingers created. He is a monster because he refused a treat from his scientist, and I am using biting words, so I'll use that one squib I have.
All right. You're bashing him with your words.
Yes. The
so
cruelest
bash
of all
sounds. Plus your biting words bonus and your mad scientist profession. So 4 cards against a 10 and a 3.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
I'm so glad it's 4 cards and we keep the best 3 so I can get rid of this king. And I have a 10 and a 7.
Oh, Cubby, what happens here that kills this giant choking rat cheese monster? That really was the last rank of persistence on this guy. You took him out. What happens? Uh-oh, we lost Cubby. Cubby froze.
He'll be back.
Is it Cubby's turn to freeze? Oh, there he is.
All right. And actually, hang on, since we are out of time, I don't think.
What happens?
He didn't even describe it. It's only 1 minute past. What happens
is that broken heart that I had, it starts to grow. It starts to spread. And you know where it lives now? It lives in the monstrous chest cavity of the monster. It's a cheese rat monster. And that broken heart just destroys that poor, stupid rat mount kaiju cheese hybrid monster. Dead.
Died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
Straight to the cheese level of hell.
Yes. So, hey, surprisingly enough, in the 3 days, you actually solved the problem. You have killed the giant cheese monster that was a bunch of little cheeses. Also killed your own mad scientist creation. You have a bonus, possibly permanently eliminated Phineas Flout. You all get paid for a job well done the next day once they realize there's no more cheese monsters coming out. And so what if a couple goblins were lost in all of this? Titania doesn't care, right?
Wait. Was my husband one of them?
We'll find out next time. So, yeah, and that is the end of the mission. So everybody gets to do their advancement, but we won't do that on screen because we have reached the end of tonight's episode. Who won the vote to take us out of here?
Tommy, Reverend Tommy.
Tommy's going to tell us. I know we had at least one person that followed during tonight's show. Thank you for that follow. Thank you for any subscribers we got. Thank you all for watching and having fun with us. And there's going to be, we finished this mission. Next week is going to be different. We don't quite know what is happening yet next week, but as we go into the holidays, more and more people on Nat 21 have conflicts. So I'm going to talk with Paulo and see what we're doing next week. But we're doing something. Some show is happening. Even if it's just the me and Shoshi hour.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, y'all get me one more day. Wednesday's my last day to be functioning. So.
Oh, we get you on Wednesday too?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thursday's my bad day.
Thursday's your bad day. I mean, if you, well, we'll work all that out. I don't know who won tonight's episode. We may have lost Tommy.
What if we all just say something spontaneous to exit, and then we see our ways
spontaneous. Out. So this is back when I was an entertainer. I used to do a show as Gander Snitch the Goblin during the holiday season because there are actually 56 winter holidays celebrated by major religions across the world. Major religions and atheists. I'm sorry. So not a religion, humanist, atheist, not really. So there are 56 major winter holidays. And we only know about the big ones, right? But there's actually a lot of them. So when I did my stage shows as Gander Stitch the Goblin, we would go through all of them and we would celebrate all of them at the exact same time. And it was insane. But so I think since some folks may not be able to join us for the rest of the holidays, if you want to give a holiday message to our viewers of any holiday of your choice, totally doable as we say goodnight and wave ourselves out of here. We'll go around the screen. Dr. Pibb can start. We'll go clockwise.
Well, I'd like to wish everyone a fearful Krampusnacht and a debaucherous Saturnalia.
There you go.
Oh, me? Sorry.
Yep.
I was just thinking. I had to think about it. I have two. Happy Yule to everybody. And for my native grandmother, rest in peace, the Poamu, I'm probably butchering it because she used to fuss at me, but the Poamu Festival, which is a midwinter and bean planting festival.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay, hang on. I gotta ask though. Where do you plant the beans in winter?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Depends on what tribe you look. We'll talk about it later.
There's some if you're from the more south, you gotta plant the beans in winter.
No, that makes and that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Is it Central America, South America planting?
Here. Yeah, it's here. So with your roses, when you cut them back before frost so that the roots can shrivel, and then so you plant them early, and then by the spring they're
Gotcha. Or I didn't know if it's this thing that you do now where you start your seeds inside and then.
Oh no, bro! You just.
All right. Okay. All right. Igor, Shoshi.
I'd like to wish everyone a happy Arbors Day because I like trees.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. And from the deepest recesses of my dark black heart, a bah humbug to all of you. Thank you and good night. There's a video I'm supposed to play. Where is it?
The ending.
I can...